Hello and welcome. Today in this class we will discuss some basics of sociology as a science. Sociology from the very beginning tried to establish itself at par or even you can say more stronger than what was the status of of natural sciences like physics, mathematics. Sometimes you must be knowing that Auguste Comte gave a hierarchy of sciences wherein he put this sociology at the top of that hierarchy and claimed that sociology, because of this sociology has the very complex subject matter in comparison to other sciences, so it would be most evolved, or you can say most complex of all sciences. So sociology, to establish itself as a science, claims many things just to prove that sociology is a science, or to establish itself as a science. Before going to sociology as a science, let's see what does this science mean. So this science, the science, which subjects we call the science? Science is actually those form of knowledge that is obtained through some systematic methodology, and that knowledge is reliable. We have seen already what is reliable knowledge. So reliable knowledge and the systematic knowledge based on certain scientific methodology or certain methodology is science. What does science do? Science actually explains the phenomena in two ways. First thing is that the descriptive one, and another one is the causal explanations. In descriptive form of explanation, science describes the phenomena as what is. What is the phenomena? As what is actual phenomena. And the another one is the causal explanation, wherein science try to explain why of certain phenomena, or you can say certain kinds of relationship why exist. So why and how or what is there in this kinds of knowledge. So the knowledge coming from certain methodology, and that knowledge is systematic and also reliable, that is universal, valid, accurate. So this knowledge is nothing but science. That science, next we can say that this science could be natural or could be social. The natural science, why it is called natural? Because the subject matter of this natural science is the natural world, or you can say the physical world, where the subject matter of social science is social world. So the methodology or the main theme is that any knowledge that is systematic and reliable could be called science. When the subject matter is physical or physical world, it would be called natural science. Whereas the subject matter, if subject matter is social phenomena or social world, then that kind of acquired knowledge, that kind of knowledge is called social science. So science could be social, could be natural according to this subject matter. One more important thing is that science never claim that the knowledge that science acquired is the ultimate truth and it is infallible. Rather, science is based on certain methodology, certain verification, and it could be verified at certain point of time, it could be proved at certain point of time, and could be disapproved at later point. So far as it is proved and it is not disapproved, then this form of knowledge is called science. But once it could be disapproved, then the new knowledge would be the science, and this disapproved thing will be rejected. For example, we can say that earlier we have heliocentric concept, wherein Earth is at center and other planets are surrounding, revolving around that Earth. Now we have heliocentric. So long as this heliocentric ideas is not refuted, it was the part of the science. But once it's refuted and this heliocentric concept is placed in place of this heliocentric, then now this is the science or scientific knowledge of the science, and this already refuted this heliocentric. So in science it happens that one knowledge become valid for a certain period of time, and after certain experimentation or testifying certain phenomena, we found that certain knowledge is now is refutable and certain other knowledge should be acceptable. So this happens. You can say that science is not infallible. This is not the ultimate truth. This could be changed at later point of time. But by the time this is not refuted, this is the part of this science. The science actually focuses more on the methodology of verification, testifying something. So by the time it is verified, it is the part of the knowledge of science. So the central principles of that science is based on objectivity, universalization, and causal explanation. This is actually major center principles. Why objectivity? Because these researchers or scientists, be it social scientists or natural scientists, the scientists is a human being, and that human being had certain kinds of values with them, culture and values that is shaping their ideas or behaviors. So these ideas, behaviors, values do not affect their experimentation or the result of that experimentation. So the bias, or you can say this this outcome of the research would be value neutral or unbiased. For that, you have to maintain certain objectivity so that your values do not affect the result or outcomes of the experiment of certain phenomena. So this is very much important, because this is based on the scientific method, and you want to acquire some reliable knowledge. For this you have to maintain objectivity. Okay, now the knowledge you have acquired, it should be a kinds of theoretical knowledge, or you can say a knowledge that become certain times, after certain times, law or theory, and that should be valid across time and space. So this universalization is very much important for science, because the knowledge acquired at one place should have validity in the other place also, and other period of time also. So this kinds of importance is there attached with the principles of science, or you can say that principle very much important to acquire the knowledge, and that knowledge is called science. So science actually based on universalization and objectivity, the principles of universalization and objectivity. Another one is these causal explanations. Already we have seen that why certain phenomena happens. This science try to explain those things. So the major centered principles on which this science is based is objectivity, universalization, and causal explanation. Now our topic is sociology as a science, whether sociology is a science or not a science. So just to check or to see if sociology is science, we have to look at this objectivity, whether the methodology applied in sociology or the knowledge acquired in sociology is objective or not. So the principles of objectivity is obeyed in sociology or not. Another one is the knowledge is universal or not, or this causal explanation is there or not. So we see in sociology that the methodology very much give importance to this objectivity, universalization, and causal explanation. These three principles are very much important for earlier sociologists like Auguste Comte, Emile Durkheim was very much concerned with these kinds of things. So you can understand the sociological knowledge obtained is not simply metaphysical or religious knowledge, or it is not simply the common sense, but it is a knowledge acquired through certain methodology based on objectivity, universalization, and causal and descriptive explanation. So sociology shows certain kinds of causality, certain causal explanation is explained in sociology. Sociological theories, sociological generalization that is valid across time and space, and also sociologists are advised to maintain objectivity as maximum as possible. So these things are there in sociology. So you can say the sociology observe all those major center principles as of the science. So you can say the sociology, because of the methodology and knowledge acquired, you can say the sociology is a science. For example, law of three stages. There are three stages. Primitive, metaphysical, and scientific or advanced stage, according to Emile Durkheim. So the society changes from this to this. For giving these kinds of generalization, he has certain data to support. Again, this example of suicide, where Emile Durkheim has given what is suicide and how solidarity is affecting this suicide. So you have, there are many theories in which you find that this objectivity, universalization, that is theoretical or generalization, and this causal or descriptive explanation is there. So through example, through theories, we found that sociology is a science because the methodology sociology is used is of the same that is there in science. One more thing that must be taken care of, that science, suppose in the beginning Auguste Comte tried to establish sociology as a natural science, like he in the beginning called sociology as social physics. Earlier it was called social physics, later changed into sociology. So this social physics actually very much earlier socialists were influenced by natural sciences, the status or the recognition of natural sciences. So we can see that this natural science has physical world to study. That is the subject matter of natural science is the physical world, the trees, the you can say for biology, human body, for physics, force and other things. So for chemistry, this chemical or you can say electron, proton, neutron, chemical nature of certain particles. So these are the areas where natural science works on, wherein you found that this consciousness or you can subjectivity is not there. That means the physical world, suppose the wood here behave in a certain way with certain other material, and this will not change over a period of time because they don't have some certain kinds of consciousness, feelings and sensitivity like human beings have. So you can say that sociology, the subject matter of sociology is human society. Human society consists of these human beings. So the human beings have certain kinds of consciousness. So every human being, though they are similar in very large extent, still every human being could be different. Their thought, their sensitiveness could be different from another human beings. So here because of this consciousness, the generalized, you can say this generalization of the sociology will not be as grand as natural science. That means the generalization here will be more universal in comparison to the generalization in sociology, because sociology, the subject matter of sociology is human society consisting human beings or the human groups having certain kinds of consciousness. Even groups have consciousness, society has certain kinds of consciousness. So these things could, this generalization could be slightly changed. Sometimes you can say revolutionary changes there also. So these things are there. So limited generalization, or you can say in comparison to natural science, the natural science generalization could be grand, while the generalization achieved in sociology or the theory of in sociology could not be as grand as of natural science. Okay, so this should be kept in mind. Now we can see that the critics of this science. Science, the first thing is you must be understand, you must be knowing that this natural science or science never claim that they produce ultimate truth or ultimate knowledge. Never claimed. Still, Karl Popper says that this science is something conjecture or conjectural knowledge, and it is subject to refutation. That in at certain point of time it could be refuted, or at certain place, like a space. In a space there could be different kinds of behavior of the matter, wherein under certain gravity the behavior could be changed. So this could be conjecture, this could be based on the, you can say, trial and error kinds of things, and it is subject to refutation. So long as it is not refuted, it is well and good, but it could be refuted. So science itself could be refuted. So one thing is there. Again, Thomas Kuhn, what he said is science, even so scientists, be it natural scientists or social, mainly natural you can say here, is guided by group pressures and socializing forces. That means that sociologists sometimes try to find out certain outcomes because of group pressures and socializing forces. Okay, so certain outcomes could be affected by the values or the group pressures of the social scientist. There are chances that result could be modified to suit their own values, or you can say socializing forces, or guided by the group pressures. Again, you found that Feyerabend has said that this science, it is against the scientism. That is, Science is not the only valid form of knowledge. There are many forms of knowledge. One of them is science. So there are many, so you cannot refute some knowledge just because this knowledge do not claim that this is science. So this scientism, he is just refuted this word, scientism, and said that this science is not the only valid form of knowledge. There could be other form of knowledge that could also be valid form of knowledge. So these are the critics of this science, and we see that the earlier classical sociologist was very much interested in establishing sociology as a science, but recently, postmodern era, you can say that this kind of claim is not important for sociologists. Why it is so? Because the main aim of the modern sociologist or the sociologist of at recent times, postmodern times, is to study through or to study the plural civilization, plural methodologies and plural knowledge. You can say that acquiring or gaining plurality of knowledge and through plurality of methods is important for sociologists, not sticking to the certain methodology and just because to claim that sociology is a science. So sociology actually come out of this shadow of being science or not. It doesn't matter for sociologists now whether you call it science or not. Why? Because sociology has tried to focus on the plurality of knowledge using plurality of methods. What kinds of methods? That you cannot say that is science and you are using in sociology. You can say that narratives could be used. For example, the status of women in a joint family. So for studying that, or you can say the role played in joint family. So for that you have to, or the exploitation meted out in joint family or in any family patriarchal setup. So for that you have to gain knowledge through experiences of women, or for that you have to focus the methodology of narratives, sometimes biographical, sometimes stories. So these are the methodologies used in later periods, or you can say postmodern era in sociology, and sociology just came out of this shadow of being or establishing itself science. So it is now immaterial for whether you call it science or not, but what is more important for sociology is the plurality of knowledge and by using this plurality of methods. So this is what about this sociology as science. Earlier sociology as a science, sociologists try to establish sociology as a science. Later we have seen that because the subject matter of sociology is human being, there is less likely, or you can say you cannot have as grand generalization as that is there in natural science, because in natural science the subject matter is physical world where consciousness has no role to play. Again, in postmodern era, you can say that sociology has totally come out of this shadow of being science, and now they are more focused on acquiring plurality of knowledge and using plurality of methods. So that is what in this class, the basics of sociology as science. Thank you very much.